All right, what's up everybody? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carson. My brother and I run a land flipping business that generates over 7 figures per year. And in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down the new car we bought. Really, it was about a month or two ago, but haven't made a video about it yet. And it's just something that I thought you guys would find interesting. And I thought that I could make a video explaining the new car we got, but then explaining it down in terms of the deal that was able to pay for this car and a few deals that can make it pay for all the payments for the year, and how you can get into the same business model and get into the same avenue of business that can be generating you money to be able to pay for things like that car right there, or the Lamborghini or Mercedes, or everything that people find attractive and shiny on the outside, but then break it down in terms of business and show you in here. So I'm gonna first walk you through the car and show you everything about it and turn it on so you can hear it. It has an exhaust, it's super loud. And then I'm gonna break down the business model and what we do with flipping land and actually show you how you could do a deal just like we did so that you can buy something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the car now, and then we're gonna jump into the car and I'm gonna show you the deal that paid for it and then how you could do the same exact thing. All right, so here's the car. It's a 2022 Ferrari F8 Tributo, and it's in matte white paint. And then we added this little black and red stripe on it because we thought it would look cool because it matches the inside. So I'll just walk around it first, cover that up. You can see the engine back there. To be honest with you, my brother and I are not even the type of people to really care about the flashy or superficial things like all of these things you see in the garage or the house we live in and stuff like that. But we're just young kids that when we started out with this business, this is the reason we got into business. This is the reason we wanted to make money. So to be able to buy it and drive it for the first time and have a supercar in your garage and just look at it and do these things for the first time is why we've done it. But to be honest with you, I don't think we'll have all these things for long. All the flashy, superficial stuff kind of gets old quickly. But obviously it's cool to be able to afford them and buy them and things like that. And other people think it's cool, right? So that's why it's cool to have these things, is because not everybody has them. So yeah, we ended up buying everything. And again, we don't really care about the superficial things, but of course, when you first get a taste of money and when you first get a taste into business, that's the first thing you go ahead and jump into doing, is buying things like this. So that's what we did. So now we have the Ferrari F8, the Lamborghini Urus, this is a 2022 as well, and then the Mercedes S-Class, that is a 2024. So those are the 3 cars. That's kind of the daily. That's also kind of the daily. And then that's just kind of like a fun, you want to go out, drive fast, cruise on the weekend, go on a date, that type of thing. That's the car. So we actually, as soon as we got the car, we actually took it out to the track and went 144 in it, which was sick, driving that thing on the track, and it was a lot of fun. So the other cars you can't really do that with, but with a 2-door sports car, it's something that you can do. So that was super cool to be able to do that for the first time and actually drive your own car was something that was cool. All right, now we'll jump into the inside of this, and then I'll go ahead and turn it on so you can see how loud this is. So it has red interior. So it's these, I think they're called like sport seats, something like that. Jump in. But here's what the dash looks like. So that, there's no screen in the middle in the F8. And then the one we got, it's got carbon fiber everywhere. It's like carbon fiber there, carbon fiber all right there, and this door handle up here on the steering wheel. So this feels pretty cool. And then up here as well. But I think the interior on this is pretty sick. So it's the red interior and then the white outside. And then also, if I'm sweating, it's because it's 110 degrees out here. So it's a little hot when I'm making this video. So keep in mind, that's why I'm gonna be sweating a little bit during this. All right, so now I got it hooked up to the tripod. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it set up over here, and I'm gonna jump in and just start it up. And then I'll take the camera inside so you can see inside when you can hear the engine. But this thing has a, I think they said it's called a Valvetronic exhaust. So it's really loud. You'll see here in a second, but I'll jump in and show you what it sounds like. When the engine's on in here, you're gonna hear yourself stop. All weather right now. So that'll calm down in a second, but you can't really hear anything else when you're in there. It's super loud, like I said. It's almost a little too loud when you turn it on, but now it calms down and it's not as crazy. But as soon as you turn it on, and if you're turning it on like a cold start, it's crazy. It sounds like a jet, like I was saying. That's why that exhaust is super insane when you turn it on. But I'm just gonna let it run for a sec because we're actually going out of town tomorrow. So I'm gonna let the car run for a sec because I don't want it to not turn on when we get back and whenever we get back. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump into the car now so you can actually see it when I'm revving the engine. And then I'm actually gonna pull it outside so you can see it outside in the light. Our buddy Tyson just showed up. Look at this guy.
I can hear that fucking thing from the steps at the bottom.
I'm filming a YouTube video.
All right.
Nice haircut. Thanks for the Cokes. What's that gonna go with? So that's our buddy Tyson. He actually does something similar with real estate. So what we do with flipping land, he actually flips houses, and he's done very well with it, flipped hundreds of houses and absolutely crushing it. But here's what it sounds like when you rev the engine from the inside. Pretty crazy. We'll go ahead and pull the car out here. And again, this was always something that was kind of my dream car growing up. Like, everybody wants a Lamborghini when they grow up. Everybody wants a Ferrari when they grow up. Everybody wants a two-door car or something that, again, can show that you've been successful and show that you can do cool things. And everybody wants to drive the fast car, right? Being able to have something like this at this age, I didn't think that it was going to come that quick, but I always knew that it was possible and that it's something that we could do. But what we got into, I didn't know that we could turn almost nothing into millions of dollars. We've made about $4 million in the past 2 years alone doing land flipping completely virtual from our computer, to be able to buy something like that, to be able to buy something like that car in the garage or that car in the garage, or live in a house like this, right? And everything became possible when we believed it was possible. And then getting into a business, getting into something to where you have the opportunity to make large amounts of money. You have the opportunity to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in a month. And you don't even think that's possible. But when you find something to where you make $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in one deal, you see that if you're just doing a few deals a month, it's something that's possible. So let's jump in. I'm gonna explain exactly what we do with land flipping and how you can do the same exact thing in this business model. All right, so there was no room to set up the camera on that car, so I jumped into the other one. But let's just jump right into it and explain the business model of land flipping, right? So this business that generates us 7 figures per year. I'm 22 years old, my brother's 25. And again, like I said, over the past 2 to 3 years, we've made about $4 million. Last year, we made $1.7 million net doing this exact model. We're in real estate. We don't have a real estate license. We're virtually flipping land to home builders. So we get a vacant parcel of land under contract. We flip that contract to a builder who's gonna purchase it. And you can do 2, 3, 4 deals to one builder in a single day. So that's exactly how my brother stumbled upon this business model, is he found a builder that wanted to buy multiple lots per day, buy 20, 30, 50 lots a month, right? And he found him a few lots, and this builder purchased 4 or 5 lots in one single day. My brother's never made more than $2,000 in a month, and he just made $40,000 in a day doing this model. And that's where he was like, wow, this is actually something that you can make huge amounts of money and something that's extremely scalable. So just like I said right there is, how did this business model buy that car that I was just explaining to you, that Ferrari? So that Ferrari was, I think, $340,000. We put $90,000 down, and I'm gonna explain to you how on this one land deal, we made $110,000 profit. I'll show you the proof first, and then I'll explain the deal to you, and then I'll explain the business model a little bit more and a couple other deals that you could do. But here is so this is the screenshot of the assignment fee. Let me see if I can turn it around here. So our company is JW Light Homes. See if we can get that zoomed in. Assignment fee to JW Light Homes of $110,000. Here's another couple days of doing deals here. 148,000, 44,000, another 44,000. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. This was the one property that got us the amount of money to put more than just the down payment down on the Ferrari, and then it's like 5,000, 6,000 a month, so then pays for a few months of it. But then again, we're doing 20, 30, 40 deals a month, so you don't really have to worry about that, because every single deal, our average deal spread here is $8,000 in profit. So every single deal, you can pay the payment of this Ferrari with one deal, right? So this was the exact vacant property that we're talking about. So like I'm saying, here's a newly built house, right? Here's a newly built house. That's who we're gonna be selling it to, as a home builder that's gonna build on that. So what we did is we got it under contract. This is with the seller. So this was an interesting story, actually. So my brother reached out to the seller. She didn't have an asking price. He called her up and he said, hey, do you wanna sell this property? She said yes. He offered her $165,000. We FedExed the contract on Christmas Eve. We made sure to get it out that same day so that she could get it and sign it. She signed the contract. As you can see here, we got this contract signed for $165,000. Now, instead of actually putting the $165,000 up, instead of actually purchasing the property, instead of selling it like a realtor and making 3%, we found a builder to buy and build on the lot, and we acted as the middleman. Now here's the builder's contract right here that the buyer signed, and it was at $275,000. So that left us with the $110,000 difference, and it's the same amount of work for a deal like this, a $110,000 deal, as it is for a $11,000 deal, as it is for a $1,000 deal. It's just adding an extra zero, and you're just the middleman in between, so you make the entire spread. The entire spread is straight profit, so you can pay for a down payment of $90,000, so you can pay for living in a nice place for rent. So you can do deals to where you're making over 6 figures profit doing this business model, where it's extremely high leverage compared to other things. And we've been doing this for 3 years now. We've done almost 750 of these deals. We've done over 700 of these deals over the past 3 years since we've been doing this. So you can do these deals over and over again. And we started to teach people. We have students now that are learning to get into this business model. And the reason that we're teaching it is because we're actually building and developing on these properties now. So if you're somebody that's interested in flipping land, if you've wanted to get into real estate, if you don't have a ton of capital, you don't have a ton of experience, you don't have a real estate license, I had none of that when I started. My brother had none of that when we started. And we have been extremely successful in the industry, and anybody can do that. We've taught countless people to do the same exact thing, to get into this, to get into land flipping, and be working for themselves from their laptop and make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month. We have students doing over $100,000 a month doing the exact methods and processes that we've learned. So if you want to flip land, look in the description below. There's a free training link teaching you way more in-depth everything that I'm showing you here, and it's completely free. So click that link and you'll be able to see everything that goes into land flipping, the whole premise, the whole everything that goes into this business model. You'll be able to see in that description down below. So go ahead, click that link, and you can find out a lot more information there. But like I said, we're just extremely blessed to be in this position and have a business that generates us this amount of money so that we can afford things like this. But yeah, that one deal alone paid for that car, paid for it for a few months, and then again, we're closing 20, 30, 40 deals a month so we can pay for our lifestyle, pay for things, and still have a lot of money left over because we decided to get into an avenue that generates us a lot of money. So for anybody that has questions about the business model, about flipping land to home builders, go ahead and comment down below, subscribe to the channel because I explain a lot of the questions here, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one. And then if you're interested in getting started, you can either go ahead and click that link in the description, or you can DM me on Instagram at Carson Buys Land. Ask me any questions, tell me you want to get started, and we can talk about what it looks like to move forward.